What is up, my man?
What up,
Got
bro?
like a little Freddie Couples thing kind of happening there, bro. I like it.
High
I
crown or
like the
no crown?
visor.
Listen, there's a lot of debate about visors. I'm a visor guy, and I shouldn't be allowed to wear visors because you need to have like a huge, like a luscious head of lettuce, and I have none of
Right.
the above. Like, I need to be on the next flight to Turkey, all right? That being said, I still like visors, man. I still like visors.
I think it's a solid look, dude. I don't think you have to worry about the hair. I mean, you could go like remember back when LeBron just remember when it was creeping up, and I am follically challenged, so I can't talk about it. But anyway, remember when it was kind of creeping up,
Yep.
and then he just kept the headband kept getting thicker and thicker. Like I feel like you don't. I'm not even noticing the hair. You got like a skinny Kirby Smart kind of thing sort of happening there.
Well, look, let me explain something to you right now. I literally would wear no hat or no visor right now, but I've been stuck in the rain at this member guest for about 2 hours straight, and there is a lot going on right here. Like, to the point that I couldn't even look at myself, and I already have trouble looking at myself. There's a reason why I don't go back and review these podcasts because I am so cringy. I will not look at myself. So this would have been like
So
a double whammy while we're recording this, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at myself, and then I'll just feel all cringy about myself while we're recording this. I mean, the content is just gonna be that much worse. So I was just like, "Fuck that, bro! I'm putting something all over my head, and at least eliminate one distraction."
it's a solid look, but more importantly, did you get to play, or you just it got rained out?
Dude, yeah, I've been playing since 8 o'clock in the morning till about 2:30. Caught in a lightning storm, just getting poured on, wearing restrictive weather protective gear, man. I couldn't swing for shit. So I'm not gonna blame the gear because I just fucking suck at golf. I don't understand it, Ian, man. There's just something that I put so much time and energy in, and when I play, when I play on my own or I'm warming up at the range, I mean, I'm like, dude, I'm good at this game. And then you get me on that course, and I look like a 3-year old trying to swing a baseball bat. That's just like,
Well, first off, I think you're being a little hard on yourself. Secondly, I think you gotta count the W's, so to speak. Of it's a win that you are out there, dude. Like I'm jealous of that in and of itself. So
win.
I get it. Everybody wants to be good. Everybody wants to play well, but I'm happy for you that you were able to get out there and swing the sticks first and foremost, irrespective of whether it was good or not.
Ian, this was like one of the biggest wins of my life. I'm not even kidding when I tell you this. This is the first
Okay.
member guest I've ever been invited to, dude. And the swag was epic. Epic. And I don't know if you know about the country club scene down here in Miami, but really,
I
there's
don't.
about like three elite country clubs. There's only three. You would think there's more, but there's really only three elite ones. You got Lagos, which has now been taken over completely by all the New Yorkers who moved down here, where they're like reselling their memberships for like, we'll give you 500 grand to leave, just so they could get like people to pay $1 million to come in from like the New Yorkers. Then you have Indian Creek, which is just like, forget about it. I mean, we're talking about like Silicon Valley. You know what I mean? Like everybody who moved over there, Tom Brady, all those people, like that's Indian Creek. That's probably like one of the smallest. And then the one that's been around forever, which is like Cuban Mafia. All right, to the point that, you know, allegedly rumors, all right, I don't know if they're true because I'm not a member, but Ken Griffin offered to pay like $15 million for like three memberships, and they told him to pound sand. Pound sand. And not only that, Derek Jeter supposedly offered money to like skip the line to get in. And they told him, nah, bro, sorry. So I got invited
So
to the
what?
Riviera one, and it was epic. The swag, out of control. I mean, I literally moved around my complete schedule to make this thing happen.
So that's why you're stressing, bro, because you want to get the invite back. I thought you were just out playing any old
Oh,
track. Like
I'm not getting
this is
invited back
pressure.
for many reasons. For
What?
many
What do
reasons,
you
I'm not.
mean? What'd you do?
First of all, again, like I played like shit. I made like best friends with everybody, like so that everybody there does like me. But to get invited to a member guest, you want to try to like win and compete. I mean, lackluster performance, man. I'm really disappointed in myself. I've got a lot of soul searching to do. Put it this way, I got called in for trial on Monday. I'm not even upset about that. I'm upset about how shitty I played in golf today. I ain't even mad. I'm going to trial on Monday. And I'm not
In
mad.
Dade,
What?
in Miami,
Nah, man, our old stomping ground, going to the 17th Judicial Circuit, baby.
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Yep. So I got that. But I mean, dude, I got one more day of this member guest. I'm all
You
right.
got more to play?
Yeah, got one more. And look, it's supposed to rain all day
Bro, you
tomorrow.
can tin cup the shit out of this. I see just an epic comeback happening here.
I,
It's possible.
I hope so,
You get
man.
another invite, dude.
Listen, I'm in so much. That's not even the tip of it. I'm in such deep shit right now with my wife because it's her birthday on Sunday. I've like
Oh.
disappeared, not only for the past 3 days, like past 2 days for this member guest. I didn't come home on Wednesday night till 12 o'clock because I had to go for work purposes to the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, World Baseball Classic game. I still can't hear.
Oh.
My ears are ringing still. It was so loud in that joint.
Wow.
Dude, and let me tell you, I've never seen anything like it. It's like they knew. They knew it was gonna be loud. Like I was sitting in front, like I got a rooting interest, right? I'm not from the DR. I'm not from Venezuela. I ain't got no family members from the DR. I got no family members from Venezuela. I do love, DR cigars, Dominican Republic cigars. That's another thing that happened at this member guest because dude, I smell like an ashtray right now. All right, I
Uh
smoke so
oh.
many cigars. I'm like smell like an ashtray. I haven't showered yet. I was running over here to make sure we got our filming done, our podcast done. Man, I've been just I'm afraid to go home. All right, and then to make matters worse, I gotta go to like a Commodore's ball at the Key Biscayne Yacht Club, and it's a Palm Royale theme. So I gotta go home, shower, and get dressed up in like pastels.
Bro, you may be the most interesting man in the world.
I don't think
That's where
it.
you're at.
I don't even think it's interesting, bro. Like I'm gonna go.
I'm like my Friday night's gonna be like karaoke jam with the girls,
I'll trade you.
like Disney songs
I'll trade
or
you right
whatever.
now. The fact that I gotta go home and get dressed up again and go out. I mean, Big Moss just likes to chill. All right. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like. Ooh, is that me or you?
Get
Oh, that's me, man.
get some get some cards.
Bro, that ambulance is going fast. I can't even chase it that quick. Bro. That thing is going woof, woof, woof.
Well, I went to World Baseball Classic. I think it was the first year, the first one they ever had, and we got tickets assuming that the United States was going to win in the semis and advance to the finals, and they didn't. I think it ended up being it was right when the Marlins had their new stadium. It was the first time I've been in when they opened up the back of it because it was actually cool enough to, open up the
Yeah.
top and the back. And I was like, man, this stadium is beautiful when, when the weather's right. But I think it was DR versus PR. So Dominican Republic versus Puerto Rico. And bro, everybody there, well, I'd say every third person there had the cheese grater with the hair pick.
Yeah.
And it was like, and they were just getting it, dude. Like all these songs and jams, like, and it was like every time, like they all knew right when it starts, like, and then like everybody was going nuts, and I'm like, we came because we paid for these tickets. I don't know any of these players on this team.
Dude, and
Bro.
talk about
No rooting interest, but they were excited.
well, bro, that was the whole thing. In front of me, I had like 4, 5 dudes just dressed in like Juan Soto jerseys. All right, I ended up calling them the dancing Sotos. All right, because hey, the first inning, homeboy. I mean, he just was just standing in there like he was just swinging for the fences. And you know what? He caught it. Like he just smacked a
Oh, there's
two-run
that
home
go
run in the
nuts, I'm sure.
in the first inning. These dudes started dancing like you'd never believe in your life. I'm looking over to the left. There's this one couple. They look like they're doing the lambada. And I'm gonna send you a video. At that point, I saw
Good
this
for them.
one dude. I mean, he's dancing, right? And he's just doing this one dance and he starts going like this. And then he remembers, oh, he's like, oh shit, I got a cowbell in my other hand. So he goes like this, switches over his other hand, gets the cowbell, and he starts going, he like, dude looked like a cartoon character. Looked like old school Looney Tunes up there, bro. And not only that, they're in on it, bro. They know because this is the new Marlins Stadium, right? That thing was enclosed. So it was just like this sound box, bro. And homeboy, homeboy who was dancing, I'm gonna send you a video. Had earplugs on. He knew what he was coming to. I had no clue. If I would have known, all right, I would have had some I would have had some earplugs myself. I would have had, what do they call that, personal emergency equipment, PEs. I would have had some of that
Oh
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would have had some PEs on myself.
the, the ambient noise canceling, like ones that you wear to the gun range or whatever.
Yep, 100%. I've got my
Yeah.
yearly checkup next Thursday now, which I had to switch from Monday to Thursday because I got called into trial. I should be done by trial. I'm afraid when I go to this yearly checkup, Dr. Moses is gonna look at me and be like, "Hey, you're deaf. Sorry. Let's go get you fitted for some hearing aids." And I'm gonna be like, "Nope. Rather just not listen." Like people next to me,
You
they
might
were
be getting some disability money out of this, bro.
fuck no, man. I
Don't,
don't. Hey,
don't,
bro.
don't.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, man. Once you admit something's wrong, you're wrong for the rest of your life, bro. I don't want that diagnosis, bro. The same one, like I don't want that alcoholic diagnosis. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want any
I
of
feel
it,
like you could spin this one. The wife's yelling at you, the kids. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I can't hear you.
dude.
What? You talking to me? No. Okay.
Let me explain something to you. I was literally sitting next to people. They were talking to me the whole game, and I was just like nodding like this. I don't know. I didn't fucking hear a word they were fucking saying. I just kept nodding. They could have been like, hey, they could have been saying like some raunchy shit to me, and I would have just been like, like fucking nodding. Yeah, man, whatever. I couldn't hear shit.
Well, so let's talk about the World Baseball Classic because this is excellent that you brought this up to segue into some stuff that I feel like we need to touch base on because I was looking at this the other day. I'm watching the U.S. playing England. First of all, England was up like 1-0. I don't even know how that
I
happened.
mean, we
And
lost.
then I started
We
to
lost to
realize,
Italy. we got,
yeah,
but
well,
a
we
team.
didn't play any starters. But having said that, then I started to realize after we were up 8-1 at one point because we just went off. Like apparently they woke us up. But anyways, it's just all these professional former pros that are Americans playing on the England team. Same with
Yep.
Italy. Aaron Nola's pitch. I'm like, what is the rules with this? And then of course, I got to go Google it. Come to find out, I guess there's like a heritage. If your parents were from there, it's very loose, very loosely interpreted. Or if you're eligible to get a passport from that country, then you can play for that country, which is cool. I get it. You can only fill out, so many Americans on one squad, so give these guys a chance to play somewhere else and let it make it more competitive and entertaining. All that's cool.
Yeah, the
But
Italy team is like they went to the San Gennaro festival over there in Nolita, bro. And they got all
right.
these players over on that team, bro.
But I just feel like, on some of those teams, it was kind of a bit of a, you know, bait and switch, whatever you want to call it. I'm thinking we're playing real dudes from England that scored a run on some major leaguers, and that is not the case at all.
Nope,
By no
no
means.
way.
By no means. But it kind of, maybe it's based upon the Olympic scenario because I feel like with the Olympics, I'm sitting there saying, same thing, World Baseball Classic, countries, like the World Cup, you can't, you're not just hopping around. But I guess in World Baseball Classic, it's cool. But then I'm looking at the Olympics and now I'm sitting here questioning everything because what was this amateur scenario for the most part? I mean, you had the dream teams and whatnot. And, like you got hockey was exciting. I think we talked about this last time, the gold medals. And it was still cool to see how excited those dudes were, even though they are all, best of the best at what they do. And they're all making a ton of money. I think that was still nice to see how excited they could get about something like this. But then you start seeing it kind of creep into the individual sports in the Olympics. And I'm like, so is amateurism just dead? You know what I mean? Like, was it Eileen Gu, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, the freestyle skier? Like, the Chinese government apparently paid Heard, some other athlete, like $14 million over a couple of years, and like just last year, like $6 million. And I'm like, does that fly now? Could the government could we just start paying people?
Hey,
Like,
that's
you
very,
know?
very Chinese culture-ish, though, bro. You know?
I mean, I'm not mad at anybody. Get your money.
Yeah,
Like I
100%.
saw, JD Vance was popping off at the mouth, and you live in the U.S. and you're a citizen. You go to Stanford. He got all bent out of shape. I don't care. Get your money. Do you? I'm just trying to know what I'm rooting for here, because I gotta wonder, is that will that start happening all over the place? Like, if the U.S. likes this athlete, can we go scoop that person up? Can we give them citizenship? Can we throw a bunch of money at them? Does that fly under
100%
the
that
rules of the
flies.
IOC?
Oh,
For
dude.
real?
100.
So if we wanted Wemby on the team, could we get Wemby?
If Wemby decided, all right, because there is this special thing to become a citizen, all right. I'm not an immigration attorney. I sort of know about it because of like my tennis coach, right? He's from France and he's now a U.S. citizen. He identifies as an American, but
Right.
you could tell he's a Frenchie. I mean, there's no way you cannot tell that he's from France, right?
Right.
But there is that exceptional talent loophole where the U.S. does allow people to become citizens if they do have an exceptional talent. I don't know much about it. It would be a good segue to get like a immigration attorney on here, and maybe we should, man. That could be a fun conversation. You know what I mean? But there is
Yeah.
there is a way for you to become a U.S. citizen if you have some form of exceptional talent, and sports is one of them. It,
Which begs the question, what are we doing as a country? Because I saw Norway just dominating these skiing events. It was like Norway, France, Italy every time, just crushing people. And I'm like, nah, we can buy them? Can we? Let's get us some skiers. Get some more gold medals. What are we waiting on?
I
I
feel
feel like,
you gotta
you
you
know,
gotta want to do it though, right? You gotta want to be an American. You gotta want to do it. A lot of these guys have a lot of
bro,
pride from what country they are, and
wait a
good
minute.
for them. I would too. You couldn't pay me to get citizenship in any other country, man.
Months.
I got an American flag flying on my golf cart as I'm just cruising the key. All right.
Bro, again, I'm not mad at her. Get your money, girl.
I'm not mad at
Do
her
your
either.
thing. Well, hear me out. She lives in the United States. She goes to Stanford. She's a model. She trains here. Does nothing other than maybe some endorsement stuff in China. And again, I ain't mad at her. So it's not like it works. So if I'm like, hey, Norway, I don't even get the guy's name, the dude that was running up the side of the mountain, like cross country skiing, looked like I couldn't have ran up the mountain that fast. And this guy was just flying up the mountain, just crushing it. He broke like what most gold medals in the Winter Olympics overall, whatever. The guy was just dominant. And I'm like, so if the price was right, this dude, like, you get to stay in Norway, do your thing. I don't care. You like being there, be there, and just go represent for the Stars and Stripes when the time comes. And here's your check. What are we waiting for? Let's make this happen. I'll broker the deal. What's wrong with
It
that?
could happen, but it would have to be a corporation that pays for it. And there are probably plenty of corporations that would be willing to sponsor somebody to do that.
Is it though? Because this was what? Hold on, I gotta
No, the
say the
Chinese
right thing
government
here.
definitely pays, but there's other governments that do it. Qatar does the same
Yeah.
shit, dude. You don't remember? There were these two brothers that played for Georgia. I forget their names right now.
Georgia the country or
No,
Georgia
no, no, no,
the
man.
Bulldogs?
Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
Dude, they were really good SEC players, man. The name's escaping me now. But Qatar paid him to come be a Qatari citizen so he could go play in the Olympics, could play
And
in.
I'm not mad at him.
He took the money. I ain't mad at him
Good for
either.
him. Hell yeah, dude. I'm just trying to upgrade our squads. That's all I want to know about. We need to win these medal counts. I get way too invested in this, and we just keep getting dominated at these skiing events. And the fact of the matter is, we're just not that good at it.
Nope.
You
You
know,
would think we would be.
I don't know. I feel like every year Summer Olympics, we'll be crushing it. Track and field, killing the game, doing great, blah, blah, blah. Gymnastics looks great. And then here comes diving. And there are so many diving events. And then all of a sudden, China, Japan catching us, bro, because they're just crushing the diving game. And I'm like, get us some divers. Get in the game. Get out the checkbook.
Oh
But
man.
speaking of checkbooks, I feel like, across the board, we're looking at amateurism. The amateur athlete, is that dying? And then you look at the other major amateur sports scenario, which is college athletics, predominantly, probably most highly, sought after, being college football, college basketball, and the NIL situation and the transfer portal, which upsets, all of it upsets a lot of people, particularly, like parents, like my parents' demographic. And I get it because it's a new thing. And again, I'm of the mindset of like, hey, man, people are putting their bodies on the line. And NCAA is making not millions, but billions of dollars. Let them get paid too. I can't be mad about it.
Well, they got greedy. This is where it all got fucked up. The NCAA, back in the day, the whole NIL stuff made sense, right? Like, if I want to go get a commercial from like a company, that's based here in Miami, or if Gatorade or another sports company, Nike, wanted to hire me and do a commercial by me, and I played college athletics, especially in football, where you can't just go out of, because of the collective bargaining agreement, you can't just come straight out of high school and go to the NFL. Same thing with basketball. You have to wait 1 year out of high school before you get drafted by the NBA. You should be able to make money off of being you. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to pay you
Yeah,
to do a commercial, by all means, you should be able to go and do that commercial. There's plenty of people in college who work and make money. If you could be in school, at that school, do a commercial on the side, even if you didn't, not playing sports, you could make money. But just the fact that you play for the sports team at that college, you were unable to
have a
to
job.
have a job. That's bullshit.
I know.
And
I
if
lived it. I had to sign the paperwork.
and if they allowed that from the beginning, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. Because
Oh, without a doubt.
right now it's the
They
Wild West. Wild West.
and it's the Wild West because they could have, like you said, allowed it what was fair, undoubtedly fair, and put restraints on it, put rules in place. But the Supreme Court opinion that addressed it, they just got the brakes beat off them. I think they thought they had a chance. The NCAA thought they had a chance to get that W, and the Supreme Court slapped them. You're talking about antitrust. Talking about they just said you're not above the law, and there's no other scenario in our society where it would be in any way legal to not pay your labor force. And it was like and all but I think it was Kavanaugh's like concurring opinion where he basically said like without saying it, don't put this back in front of us again, otherwise it's going to get worse. And the NCAA was like, okay, well, this is what you want, fine. And now they just wash their hands of it, and now it's just, I don't even think it's a scenario where you're getting paid for your name, image, license. You're just getting paid to play,
You're just getting paid to play
which
now. That's the whole thing. Now you
not
have these
not mad
collectives.
about it either. Still
Well,
not mad about it either.
that see, and here's there's certain things about it that do bother me because now they are getting paid, right? They could just leave. There's not like
Yeah,
it just
I think
it's crazy.
the concerns are definitely there, without a doubt. I'm not mad. When I say I'm not mad, I mean I'm not mad that the college athlete that's put in their body and their future and their, especially when you're dealing with like mandatory, you must play in college football for 3 years or be 21 until you're eligible to go get paid in the NFL. And at any moment, any practice, any game, any scrimmage, you could blow out your knee, your back, whatever it may be, whole career down the drain. So I'm not mad that people are getting compensated
Me neither.
when it's such a fleeting situation for these folks to get paid. So I can't be mad about it. that part. But I can say there is concerns when you're dealing with a 17-year-old kid who's getting handed a lot of money now, and there's zero restrictions on who can get their hands in it. Managers, agents, they're not even required to have an agent. There's no collective bargaining. There's nothing that's looking out for that kid. You just have to hope that they've got good people around them in their personal and social life that are going to do right by them.
But
But
now they have agents. All these kids have
they
agents.
do, but they're not required to.
I I
You
understand.
can have your dad handling it for you, and there's no rules about it, and who's taking that kid's money.
It's
But
crazy.
I think they gotta. The only way now is for, I think, the universities to band together to a certain extent and say, hey, we're gonna allow collective bargaining, and maybe the conferences have to do it and get contracts in place, not only for the kids and to protect them and their rights, the athletes, but for the fans too. Because now with the NIL and the transfer portal, with no contracts, no obligation to stay, like you said, they can go, they can leave, they can do whatever they want. I mean, I had heard the rumors that that's what happened with Saban, that he was on a flight to a playoff game, and his two top defensive players came up to him and said, "We need more money." And he was like, "What are you talking about? We did your NIL deal. This is what you wanted. We gave it to you." I'm like, "Yeah, we decided we need more. We're not playing."
They're holding them
I don't know.
hostage.
I don't know whether it was true or not, but that was the word on the street, and whether that happened or not, like I get it. So from the fan standpoint, which we're the ones buying all the merch and watching the
We're the ones
TV
making
and
them the money.
buying the
We're
tickets,
the ones
yeah,
making them the money. If there was no eyeballs on this
yeah.
stuff, it just wouldn't be
Everybody
there.
wants, yeah, everybody wants some level of like, you know, loyalty and commitment to their team in exchange for what they're getting, and you're not seeing that now, which I think is what results in a lot of anger for a lot of people.
But you know,
But again,
but you know what's funny?
NCAA had their chance. I mean, they weren't giving 4-year scholarships deals; they were year to year.
Yep. Well, here's the fucked up thing too, because I think it's bothersome to me. This is like to the point that there's parts of me that don't enjoy college sports as I once did. But then, to be fair, I don't enjoy sports as much as I once did when I was younger because I just don't have the time for it. But that being said, when you get invested in your team, if your team goes on a heater, you forget all about that shit. You forget how terrible this whole NIL thing is. If like for instance, like obviously the Gator football team, they've sucked. They have sucked for a while. All right, I'm like this whole like players want to leave. I'm like whatever, dude. It's harder for me to get invested. But shit, the basketball team won a national championship last year, and now they're doing good again. And I'm like heavily invested. I'm like, let's go Gators! Let's go win the let's go win the Natty 2 years in a row. And yet,
Yeah,
if I really hated it that much, I wouldn't watch the games. You know what I mean? But I'm still
yeah.
there watching it. So are you, and that's the
I think
problem.
it's made football insane.
Insane.
But I think basketball, to a certain extent, I think it's helped because I had a tough time getting into college basketball because of the one and done, and it was just such turnover.
Right.
Now I think you've got an option for players that aren't multi-million dollar NIL deal players, but they can make a decent amount of money when their other option would be to go to the G League or go play in Europe until they're ready to get into the NBA. And they're not forced to make that choice between $50,000, $75,000 a year in the G League or wherever they may be and nothing at all in college.
Yep.
So now at least some players can stay longer, they can develop, they can grow into their bodies. I think it definitely helps for basketball, and
Football
it
too,
seems
though.
like,
There's a reason Indiana won the national championship, man. They had
oh, without a doubt,
men. They had men on their team. Signetti
without a
had a
doubt.
way about like going and identifying these, high character, older guys and using their NIL to get them into Indiana. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be the same for football. You just have
Only difference
to
is that
change.
you still got the NFL's rule of the 3 years 21, which you don't have in
Fair
basketball, which
enough.
is why you had the 1 year turnover where it was just if this guy's great, he's gone.
You're right.
After a year. And
I take
at
it
least
back.
football
Good
will
point.
force that component of it. But I think still it can certainly help. Like Indiana was a nothing program for a century.
Yep.
And they won a national championship. And, they're Big Ten and they're, I guess you'd say a rival. But, they went out and they beat everyone and good for them. But I think, overall, it's going in the direction of amateurism will just be dead.
But here's the whole thing, and you talk about amateurism, right? And we're talking about like the hockey
Amateur athlete, that is.
Right. But you're talking about like, amateur athlete or whatever it may be. We were talking about like the basketball players, professionals, and the hockey players that are professionals. I've got no problem with them playing in the Olympics. It doesn't bother me in the least bit. Or baseball, like if they, baseball used to be an Olympic sport, it's not anymore. But if you want to have MLB players in the Olympics playing, I wouldn't have a problem with it either. And the reason why I wouldn't have a problem with any of that is because the Olympics holds themselves out as these are the best in the world against, playing for a medal for your country. Why, if you are the best player in the world, just, why couldn't you compete for that? I've got no issue with it.
The only issue I have, and I haven't had a chance to take a look at it since this has been kind of on my mind, is Jim Thorpe. If you want to talk about the best at the time, and would he play like 30 seconds of minor league, quote unquote, quasi pro baseball? That I don't know the details of it, but I believe that he didn't even know that there was like a payment. And I think he tried to give it back, and they stripped him of his medals. He has since, passed away, R.I.P., but his family continues to try and get those gold medals back. I don't think they've given them back to them.
That's fucked up.
So I think from a consistency standpoint, if our thought process is, like you said, and I wholeheartedly agree, if you are the best, if we want the best competing against the best, and whether that's baseball, hockey, basketball, I mean, now they got flag football. The pros have hinted at playing at that, which I think would be insane. Give that guy's family the honor back that he, winning those medals, if they haven't already. I haven't had a chance to check, but for a very long time they had not. And I always felt like a sad story for that guy.
The best is like hearing these guys who play like flag football, and they're like, these pro players, they don't know what they're doing on flag football. I'm like, bullshit. Get those motherfuckers in there. I guarantee you they will be smoking these flag football players, man. Can you imagine one of them trying to pull Lamar Jackson's flag off when he's throwing like pinpoint passes, dude? Get out of here, bro.
That guy against the best is like watching a video game. It's against the best that there are.
It's crazy.
I mean, put him in flag football, good lord.
Good lord,
I mean,
dude.
But hey, shocker that somebody from the flag football teams were on the keyboard talking that mess on social.
For sure.
So let's get to it. This week's segment, Keyboard Gangsters. Showed you the video. You saw it. We're going to play it for the world right now.
Rhetorical structure by which creation is being interpreted. What is clear is that intrinsic to the first 3 days of creation was the principle of separation. This from that, light from darkness, water above from water below.
Most people feel like the silver vehicle should not have sped up when it was clear that the white SUV was going to merge from the on-ramp. And some people still feel like the white SUV should have gone a little bit faster in order to make the merger process easier, but a couple of factors I think you have to take into consideration are the FHP vehicle that stopped on the side of the road and Florida's move over law. And while that law might not necessarily have been triggered here, it still may have been weighing heavily on the mind of the white SUV driver, feeling the pressure to get out of that lane or to slow down to 20 miles an hour below the speed limit while trying to merge onto a freeway. I think had the silver vehicle appreciated some of those factors, it may have actually slowed down so that that white SUV could have got into the lane or maybe even moved over a lane to clear the lane for the white SUV to move over. But you guys tell me what you think in the comments below.
Boom. There it is. And let's get to the comments. From Kyle Widmeyer. It is the responsibility of the merging vehicle to merge into traffic safely and without incidents, Therefore, and two words on therefore, by the way, not to be the grammar police, but that's that. You'll see why I bring this up. The merging vehicle by law was required to speed up or slow down to find a safe place to enter into traffic. It is never, in all caps, the responsibility of traffic to make room for merging vehicles. And here's my favorite part. If you were a real lawyer, you would know this. Well, first of all, Kyle, I'm not a lawyer in just one state. I'm a lawyer in 3 states. And I don't bring it up to talk about different jurisdictional issues on the law. I bring it up to say that a keyboard gangster, I guess, can be a gangster, whether he's in multiple states, one state, it don't matter. But Kyle, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You saw the video. How does merging with traffic, when there's clearly enough space and the dude's trying to get over it, the other guy speeds up on him and almost rams into the back of him, how does that have anything to do with me being a real lawyer or not, bro?
Because that car that was speeding up, homeboy, that's the keyboard gangster. He's like,
that was Kyle. Kyle was up in there, flashing the lights, blinking the light. No, nobody's getting in front of me. And he was probably actually commenting while driving, which is why he rolled up on dude who's just trying to merge over. You know,
gangster.
I'm just out here trying to run a business, have a presence on social media, catching strays from Kyle, and this dude's trying to merge in traffic, and turns out it's old Kyle rolling up on him. So Kyle, cheers to you. And yes, I am a lawyer in 3 states, bitch. Come get some. Anyways, always a pleasure, bro.
You're the man. Fun times as always.
Tough schedule ahead, dude.
Oh, fuck, bro.
I don't know how you do it.
I'm not,
You're gonna have to get you a PR manager or something,
look,
dude. Just bringing you outfits to change into.
Ian, I am just, keep moving forward like a steady ship going through a hurricane. That's my life.
Love to the wife and the kids.
Right back at you, man. Tell them
better get in there and apologize.
I've already apologized, dude. You don't understand, man.
It's birthday time on Sunday, bro.
My standard greeting is I'm sorry. I don't even say hello. She calls him like, I'm sorry. My bad. What did I do? I'm sorry.
Bro, you should hire Kyle to handle that for you. It'll be fine. It'll all be good.
I think Kyle may make things a little worse for me. Not that I've already made it bad myself. So it's not your fault, Kyle. That one's on me, man. That one's on me.
Well, enjoy the weekend. Try not to kill yourself with trial prep and all the other stuff. I'll talk to you later. Be good.
Yeah, this